Namaste. Our new book, Who's Raising Your Children, is a study of the posture that India is beginning to take towards education. We hope that the book serves as a preemptive warning to steer India's education in a direction that avoids the pitfalls faced by the West, because we see many of these very same building blocks being laid in India. For example, we see the very same players that have created the education frameworks in the West playing a role in directing India's education system with no major pushback. There is no reason to believe that these players will imagine a different education system for India, keeping Indian interests in mind. The systemic infrastructure being established in India serves as a precursor to what lies ahead. This book thus serves as a warning. The nuanced language used by policy often says one thing but implies something entirely different. What starts gradually and harmlessly does not remain so innocent. For example, if you take the psychological violence that stems from the use of pronouns, initially it seems like a trend and something cool, but very soon there is intimidation and pressure to comply and to be politically correct, which then leads to the normalization of the behavior and canceling those who do not comply. Another example is sex education. There is a difference between sex education and comprehensive sexuality education, which is the trend now. As they say, the devil is in the details. Originally, sex education covered important topics such as changes to a young person's body during adolescence, sexual hygiene, abstinence, responsibilities, and sexual violence and abuse, prevention of unwanted pregnancies, and prevention and risks of sexually transmitted diseases, HIV and AIDS. That was the old fashioned approach to sex education. However, now under the banner of something called Comprehensive Sexuality Education, or CSE, which sounds similar to sex education, but as I said, the devil is in the details. The CSE, or Comprehensive Sexuality Education, is all about having a positive attitude about sex and not worrying too much about the risks. It's about embracing your sexuality. It's teaching children about sexual desires and how to fulfill these desires. Topics typically include teaching very young children about gender fluidity and how to try out different genders, encouraging and normalizing LGBTQ lifestyle, giving instruction on risky sexual acts in the name of sex positivity, including explicit lessons on masturbation and other sexual practices, encouraging abortion, focusing on treatment of STDs rather than the prevention of STDs, or sexually transmitted diseases. It's essential to understand the theoretical foundations of Marxist education models and the language they employ, as these frameworks shape education policy globally. The language used in the policy is often misleading, appearing to support civilizational values while actually promoting ideas that stand in stark contradiction to them. Even though Indian society is vigilant, the complexity and the nuance of this language can make it difficult to discern true intent. Once India embarks on this education trajectory, it is nearly impossible to reverse course. Hence, we hope this book serves as an urgent warning for India, highlighting what lies ahead if the country does not change course swiftly and decisively. This book unpacks the sociological frameworks that inform such policies, revealing how carefully crafted language is used to gain acceptance without conveying the real objectives, which turn out to be breaking India forces on the ground. Once again, it is all about Purva Paksha.